my name is Adrienne. Welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be discussing books that surprised me. And when I say surprised, it's surprised in a good way. These are books that normally I wouldn't have just picked up on my own, or they were books that had themes or topic matters or tropes that I had never read before, so I didn't know what to expect. I went in with low expectations, but ended up being pleasantly surprised. Everything on this list I gave either 4 or 5 stars from. So first book that I'm going to talk about is a recent 5-star read of mine. It's The Love Most Fatal by Kath Richards. And the thing about this book is a mafia rom-com where the FMC is the one who is over the mafia. So this story is about Vanessa and Nate, and their meet cute basically is they get into a fender bender on the way to a parent teacher conference where Vanessa tries to bribe Nate, the middle school math teacher, to let her nephew slash godson play on the basketball team. That is their meet cute. I absolutely enjoyed this book, and the story kind of unfolds where, of course, they end up going to a wedding together. Nate needs a date to this wedding. He asks Vanessa. Vanessa just wants to be a regular girl for the night. Nate has no idea that Vanessa is over the mafia. They go on a date, and of course, mafia shenanigans ensue. Someone tries to unalive Vanessa and him, and Nate is forced to move in with Vanessa until she figures out who is trying to unalive her. And the banter, the yearning, the I like you but I shouldn't, they try to teach him how to shoot a gun. It is just the most cutest, adorable mafia romance thing that I have read in a long time. I was kicking my feet. This would be a book that I can actually say made me happy as I was reading it. I totally love Vanessa and Nate. I can't wait for the next book in the series to come out, which is going to be Vanessa's sister Mary, and I think his name is Mikkel. I'm so excited for their story, but I was so pleasantly surprised. I had never heard of this author. I have never read a mafia rom-com. I picked this up, had a great time, gave it 5 stars. The next book that I'm going to talk about is a book that I have mentioned, but again, this was my first Karina Holly book. This is a horror, romance, gothic, psychological thriller. The title of this book is Grave Matters. When I say I have never read, I'm not a horror fan at all. I do like psychological thrillers. Of course, I love romance, but nothing made me think, oh, this was the book that I was going to give 5 stars to. The reason why I picked this book up is I will be meeting Karina Holly at a book signing later this month, and I was like, okay, this book just came out. I didn't really go too far into researching her backlist. I was like, let's read this. It's a pretty cover. Let me check this out. Pleasantly surprised. This is a standalone from what I can tell, but if she wrote more in this series, I would be there for it. The thing that I loved about this is the twist. I didn't see the twist coming. There were multiple twists, and I realized that I love books that I'm reading, but I don't really fully know what's happening. I don't know if the narrator is reliable. It was spicy. It had enough spice in it that intrigued me. It was definitely kind of it played on a little bit of BDSM. I enjoyed this book. Looking for something that is horror, psychological thriller, definitely I would say read this during spooky time, fall, Halloween. This would be the perfect read to pick up. Next book that I'm going to talk about, I know you guys are probably sick of hearing about it, but this book is what sparked this video, and that book is The Devil and His Sparrow by Silver Michaela. This book I think I first saw on TikTok, and I remember this girl was underhyped books that no one's talking about, and I saw the cover, and this became a cover read for me. I really didn't know what it was about. I didn't even know it was paranormal until I started reading, and I'm not a paranormal girly. Well, I wasn't then, but I definitely am now because I've read some more paranormal, and I'm having the best time of my life. The last paranormals that I can think of that I was into was Twilight, so do with that information what you will, but I thoroughly enjoyed this book. This book is basically about a female human, a innocent female human who lives under the thumb of her abusive mother. And when I say abusive, she's not physically abusive, she's mentally abusive. She's really hard on her. She has to be perfect. She has to live the life that her mother is paying for her to live and wants her to live. And she has a sick sister who she absolutely adores. The FMC is dragged to a concert with her best friend to see this rock band. And unbeknownst to her, they get to go backstage. They go to the band's house. You know, they're all about to have a good demon fun time for the night. MC does not realize that she is an innocent until it is entirely too late, and then they accidentally demon bond, and the story unfolds from there. One of the things that I loved about this book is seeing her become more independent, more sure of herself. She gets away from being under her mother's thumb, and the demon realizes, hey, I can have feelings for a human. I can love someone. I can want to be with someone. And the ending, the way this man was willing to risk it all for her, 10 out of 10. So book number 4, this is not my first book by this author, but this is my first military romance. And the book that I'm talking about is Leave Me Behind by K.M. Morova. I had no expectations for this book. This was another one that I had seen going around, and I have read another book by this author, and I love the mini plot twists that she has throughout her books. And I was like, you know what? I've seen people talk about this. It's a dark military romance, enemies to lovers, and it is true enemies to lovers. Bone is the MMC, and he is unhinged. When he realizes who the FMC is and what troop she comes from, all hell breaks loose. But they're sexually attracted to each other, and they have a unique meeting prior to knowing their true identity. But once true identities are revealed, true enemies to lovers, please check your trigger warnings. But I had the best time with this, and I loved and I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about a military romance. You know, was it going to be tragic? Was it going to be sad? Was it going to be depressing? How was it going to be? There was a lot of survival scenes that I actually enjoyed, and I didn't know if I would enjoy that because, like I said, this is my first military romance. It definitely won't be my last. If you have any books that give this kind of vibe for military romance, where it is dark, there are survival enemies to lovers, drop them in the comments because I definitely want to check them out. But I enjoyed this. This was one that I gave 4 stars to. I can't wait for the next book in this series, and absolutely love the cover. Number 5, I have more than 5 books, so if you want to see a part 2 of this, definitely let me know. It was hard to pick which was going to be the 5th book, but I'm going to pick Champagne Venom by Nicole Fox. So if you know Nicole Fox, yes, this is mafia. And we know I love mafia. But I did not know that I love mafia romance with surprise pregnancy. That is what Nicole Fox writes. Most of her books are duets, and most of them are surprise pregnancies. I never knew that this was a thing. I normally do not read surprise pregnancies books. If it has a surprise pregnancy, I'm probably gonna skip it. I do like Secret Baby, but surprise pregnancy, because I just feel like in a lot of surprise pregnancies, it's all about, should we be together? Are we only together for the baby? Does he really love me? Do I really want to be here? There's too much wavering for my personal opinion. So I had no idea that mafia romance / surprise pregnancy was even a thing, nor did I realize that it was my thing. I think the reason why I like it in a mafia romance, because now you have the man must protect this woman and his babies and will burn the world down, and there's always usually some subplot where it's a mafia romance, so mafia shenanigans take place. I absolutely eat it up. If I need a palate cleanser, if I've been reading a lot of dark romances, or I've been reading really heavy mafia romances where I'm okay, I need something light and breezy, easy. For me, I will pick up a Nicole Fox, because yes, it's mafia, but it's also surprise pregnancy, and you combine the two, and I eat it up every single time. I have read 4 Nicole Fox books. No, I've read 6 Nicole Fox books, and nothing has gotten under a 4-star for me. I absolutely love it, and I had no idea that I would, because like I said, I am not a surprise pregnancy romance book kind of girl. That is all that I have for this video. Again, if you want part 2, make sure to let me know in the comments. If you haven't subscribed already and you like the content that you're seeing, make sure to like and subscribe to this video. If you've made it to the end and you want to let me know, drop me the pregnant woman emoji for Champagne Venom. See you in my next one. Bye.